Let's face it, playing Tarkov solo can be scary and a little intimidating. Playing solo means small mistakes can be the difference between life and death. I'm Thiickolas, and I started playing Escape from Tarkov a few wipes ago. Sorry, and most of that time spent playing has been mostly solo. Over that time, I've learned a lot, and I've had a lot of highs and a lot of lows, and I learned the most from the lows. And over that time, my recent obsession with Escape from Tarkov has started me streaming, and this is gonna be my first Escape from Tarkov YouTube video. I don't want to spend a lot of time on the intro, so let's just hop right into it. Up first, for my first category ever, map knowledge. I chose to list this first because the first step toward having a great raid is understanding the map you're on. Whether you're looking to complete a task, or just looking to rush towards high value spawns to make some money. Or maybe you're newer and you're just trying to have easier raids. Knowing what areas to avoid help increase your chances of making it out alive. The point is, no matter your skill level, map knowledge is one of the main pillars towards your success in Escape from Tarkov. Map Genie is a great free online resource. It has all the maps, all the locations for all your quest spawns, all the loot spawns, whatever you're trying to find. Whatever map you're trying to go to, all you got to do is click on the map. And on the left side here, you're able to filter by whatever it is you're looking for. Say you're looking early on, you're looking for Thiickolas still. You can look just for the med spawns so you know where to go to try to have the best chance to find your Thiickolas, or if you're looking for safes to try to find flashcards, or PCs to try to find flashcards, you're able to filter by just those so you know exactly where to go. Even if right off the beginning of a raid, every time you load in, you can't seem to survive like the first 2 minutes, you just rotate into somebody and get head-eyed. By putting on the spawn locations, you can see if you spawn in a certain location, where you're in danger and where you're not. Like spawning over here by the pet clinic is very, very dangerous, just because if you come down this road, they have eyes on you. If you come down this way, you could be rotating over here into a high traffic area. So knowing exactly where you're at does make a big difference. Even if you're brand new and you don't even know how to get around the map or how to get out, you can filter by extractions. It'll show you if it's a scav, if it's anybody can use it. This one's the commute street, so you have to use the flare. It shows you the taxi, it shows you everything, pretty much everything that you would need to learn, get around the map. It has everything right here. All your quest items. After you're done with your quest item, you can right click it and it'll make it go away, so that way you know what's left, what you already completed. Great resource. I'll leave a link in the description, so that way if you want to check it out, you're able to do that. The last segment on map knowledge I want to go over is what I call player map timing, which I will refer to as PMT. This is the most effective within the first few minutes of raid, trying to figure out where everyone's going to be rotating to, but the core principles can be used all raid. PMT is the expected time that you can expect an enemy target that is in one location to end up at a different location. For example, let's take a look at the map customs. For players that spawn over here by the Smuggies extract, if my goal is to rush towards dorms, then I know the players that spawn over on the hill by power station, if they want to, if they run and meet me at dorms, then we could be fighting within the first opening minutes of the raid. Knowing this, you can either go in prepared for a possible engagement or choose to avoid the situation entirely. Likewise, if they're shooting over at Old Gas and I'm in Stronghold, then I know that their next rotation is either going to be towards me at Stronghold or away from me towards the ZB extracts. Having this knowledge, I can play slow, I can play aggressive, I can even choose to nope out of there and completely avoid the situation altogether. Map knowledge is one of the first things that you need to learn in Escape from Tarkov, and it's something that I still learn to this day. If you're newer to Tarkov, the opening minutes of raid can be extremely dangerous. You can spawn in and without even realizing it, be running straight into somebody's sights and be sent back to lobby in less time than it took you to put that entire kit together. Which brings me to my next segment, play your spawn. There are a lot of unfair spawns in Tarkov, but no map is more rage-inducing than Lighthouse. There is virtually no safe spawn on this map. If you spawn anywhere on the coast, you are in danger! If you spawn on the coast, no matter which way you head, you're sandwiched. And don't go too close to the road, or the spawns across the road are going to snipe at you just as fast. Knowing how to play your spawn can lead to more kills and more survived raids. Sometimes you get a predator spawn, others you're the prey. Knowing which are the difference can be the difference to adding a lot of rubles to your stash. Even if you don't plan on playing aggressive with the spawns, knowing which ones put you in danger and from where can make your experience 1,000 times more enjoyable. I can make a more in-depth guide on the spawns if that's something that you're interested in. Just let me know down in the comments. If you're a solo player and you find your stash down bad, then there are ways that you can adjust your playstyle to help make more money and build up bigger kits. Everyone knows that in order to make this happen, at the end of the raid you need to survive. But when you play solo, if you're having a hard time making it out with all the loot and quest items, then try our next topic, splitting task and money raids. By splitting your raid down to either a task run or a money making run, it can be the difference between making it out alive or dead. For example, if you're on reserve and you spawn over at Scav Co-op Extract and you're here to get the intel documents down in the bunker, if you're having a hard time surviving on reserve, then try focusing your run on just completing your task and making it out before the parties of 1 to 4 make it down there and start going for the bigger loot. Focusing on surviving and completing your task not only rewards you with anything that you make it out with, but also goes towards unlocking higher end items that make your raid even easier to survive. At the start of wipe, I avoid most encounters because they just don't have any gear that I find is worth the risk of dying over. Early in wipe, I focus on my tasks, getting through the early game as smoothly as possible, and then from there, once I can build up some kits, then I'll look to get into these engagements. In the same way, if I am running low in my stash, or for whatever reason if my money count is lower than where I'm comfortable staying, I will run loot runs specifically to increase my ruble count. These runs, I'm not focused on my tasks, I'm not focused on combat. If a task ends up with progress or completion, then hey, that's just a bonus. But my main focuses are to either hit my safe routes, which I know have a lower chance of me running into an PMC, or I'm going to be going to the higher loot item spawns for a greater reward. Rushing high value areas can be extremely rewarding, however, you do run the most risk to losing your kit. It is best to focus on the high value areas when you have enough in your stash that you can replace your kit without being worried about it. Sooner or later, you're going to end up in a situation that you're stuck with a choice. Whatever you decide can be the difference between life and death. Maybe there's a PMC or two and they know your location. Maybe they don't even know you're there. In order to make it out of raid solo, you need to take fights on your terms. If a situation looks bad and they're not aware you're there, let them pass. You need to take everything into account when playing solo. Do I have cover? Once fighting starts, do I have an area to back up to, or am I cornered where I'm at and this is where we have to fight? These are just a few of the key questions you need to ask yourself before you end up in an engagement to increase your chance of success. Backing out of a danger area because you have quest items on you, or the items in your bag are quite valuable, doesn't make you a bad player. Let me say this for all to hear. If you wipe the entire lobby of PMCs, you killed everybody, but end up dying on the way to extract to a scav, it's all the same. Either way, you need a new kit and your stash has got a little bit more room in it. In this engagement, I get shot from the left side while I am moving up towards resort. I quickly get out of the line of fire and reposition so I'm in less danger from follow-up shots or even a nade. Once I'm safe, I take the opportunity to heal up my arm. After I'm healed, I almost let my confidence force me into a re-peek from a separate angle to try to kill whoever had the balls to take a shot at me. You can see me have a mental argument with myself on whether I should peek or not. But let's stop and look at the facts. I know he shot me from the left side, probably across swamp, but I'm not 100% sure. After the shot, he could have already repositioned for a follow-up shot, meaning he might not even be where I last thought he was. And even though I only got shot one time, that doesn't mean he doesn't have a teammate. By trying to move into a sight angle that I know there's at least one sniper is a fast way to end up dead. Instead, I back out and continue my rotation towards resort with a safer route. Here I'm thinking maybe if I make it to resort first, while he spends time and looks for me, I can turn it around and get the jump on him, regaining control of the engagement. By moving away from the first unfavorable encounter, I move towards Sandy's house along the fence towards resort. While rotating, I end up finding a two-man that doesn't know I'm there and allows me to take the fight on my terms. When you know there's more than one person, being able to be the one to start the engagement can be a big difference in having the upper hand. By taking them by surprise and taking out one in the initial chaos, I take what was a 1v2 down to a 1v1 and eliminate the chances of being flanked at the same time. All that's left to do is finish up the teammate and collect my reward. all because I ignored my first impulses and backed out of a bad situation. The last section I want to quickly go over is playing confident. A lot of times you can find yourself doubting your decisions, and this can lead to your demise. Have trust in your decision making is the best step towards improvement. Being ready to take the opening shots of an engagement or move into a dangerous area requires confidence. Playing timid is an easy way to end up in a bad situation. If you're going to move, move. Learn when it is good to run and when you should walk. Running to get through a high flow area versus running in loot areas can be the difference between safety and being hunted. Once you decided what you're doing, do it. Don't second guess and don't miss your chance. Sometimes the delay before doing something can be what leads to your death. For those of you that have made it this far in the video, a huge thanks. I'm serious. This is my first Tarkov video, and learning how to edit is not easy. I will continue making more Tarkov videos, and they will continue to improve in quality as I learn more and more. Don't forget to check out the description if you need that link for Map Genie, and also down in the comments you'll find a link to my socials. I post on TikTok and stream on Twitch, both will be down in the description. That's all for this video. I want to thank you again. Let me know down in the comments what you think, and see you in raid.